Hey, welcome to the podcast. This podcast is going to be about how to Airbnb. I'm excited to share this podcast about how to Airbnb with you because I've been doing Airbnb for the past 3 years across 5 different properties, and I've done so as a super host. So, going through how to Airbnb. Number one, find a location where you actually want to do Airbnb in. I've personally always chosen Florida, specifically in Jacksonville and Port St. Lucie, because it attracts a lot of tourism and people who want to vacation there. However, there's a lot of other cities I would pick had I not chosen Florida. Some places like North Carolina, Texas, Arizona, Pennsylvania, etc. Each of those states right there, there's certain cities within there that I would consider to be really good Airbnb markets. So find out exactly where it is where you want to do Airbnb. And then find a property to buy or to rent. Also, in doing so, make sure that that property is within your price range and that you're actually allowed to do Airbnb or short-term rentals there. Some towns and cities actually have law restrictions against Airbnb, and some properties have HOAs which also prohibit Airbnb. I've always chosen to buy a property and then do Airbnb. I don't really want a landlord even if they allow Airbnb. I also like to gain equity in the home that I bought, especially as real estate prices generally rise over time. However, I do know people who have chosen to actually rent properties and then do Airbnb through them, and they've made some really good money doing so. Next, number 2 on how to Airbnb. Go get photos that actually match the property you're going to do Airbnb in. Hire a photographer, unless you take top quality photos yourself, to make sure you get really good, clear, crisp photos that potential customers can look at and envision themselves going into that property. Post realistic photos of your home. Don't try to deceive people by making the photos look way nicer than they really are. Your guests will actually appreciate that honesty more over time, and you'll gain better reviews from them over the course of time. Also, post some lifestyle photos of the actual town or the actual city that you're doing Airbnb in, such as take drone shots of the beaches, the water, restaurants, or other things to do like the shopping within that town or city, so that the actual person that's looking to rent your property on Airbnb can not only envision themselves in that house, but they can also envision themselves in that area having fun on their Airbnb retreat. Number 3 on how to Airbnb. Make sure all of your Airbnb settings are squared away and up to date. Airbnb has a lot of settings in the back office, such as minimum and maximum lengths of time somebody can stay at your home, different price points, cleaning fees, security deposits, all of these things and a lot more. It's very important for you to understand all of these settings so that you don't have any surprises throughout the course of the month. And when you really understand these settings inside and out, let's say you're doing an Airbnb in Jacksonville, Florida, and there's a football game on Sunday. The Jaguars are playing. And also on that same Sunday, there's a country concert going on in town as well too. You might want to go into your back office and increase your price point a little bit because there's going to be such heavier demand going on during that weekend right there. But again, making sure you know and understanding all your settings in your back office will make sure that you have no surprises and you know exactly what's going on while you're doing Airbnb. And number 4, go live. Assuming all of your furniture is set up and the place is properly cleaned, go live and start making money. Provide them with great customer service. Respond to inquiries and bookings in a timely fashion. When someone does book, provide them with the check-in information. And even if they're not checking in for 30 days, reach out to them and let them know a few days prior to their arrival. You'll send them the password to the Wi-Fi, the code to the front gate, the code to the front door. All of this will give them that really warm feeling that they're going to be well taken care of on their stay. You can check in on them if you want during their stay. I personally usually don't do this, but upon their departure, check in on them, see how their stay was, let them know what time cleaning service is going to show up, and then request from them a 5-star review. If you help them on the check-in process, if they had a good experience and you're helping them on the checkout process, they're going to be satisfied with their stay and they're going to be eager to give you a 5-star review. I always make sure that I ask all my guests upon checkout to leave me a 5-star review. Number 5, cleaning service. Schedule cleaning service prior to the departure of your guests and have the cleaning services take before and after photos for you. This is especially important if you have multiple bookings during the same week or the following week. If you only have a 2-day window before the next party checks in, you want to make sure that your cleaning service is well prepared for that short window to get in there and get everything cleaned up for the next guest before they check in. The last thing you ever want to do is turn a property over and it's not fully cleaned and prepared. Always make sure your cleaning service is taking before and after photos for you, so you know what the property looked like before somebody went in and you know what it looked like after they left. Obviously, you'll probably be taking a security deposit. It's something I recommend that you set up in your back office underneath the settings so that in the event maybe somebody cracks a mirror or damages something, not only do you have the photos to go with it to prove to Airbnb, but you can take some cash from them to go and fix those things. Not that you'll really ever have to go this route usually, but it's good to have that security right there. Also, cleaning service should always make sure they're checking that your sinks, bathtubs, lighting, all those types of things are functioning and working prior to the next guest checking in. Because the last thing you want is a guest checking in and the sink or the garbage disposal not properly functioning. Number 6, rinse and repeat. This process should be a challenging but fun process for you. It's gonna kind of come easy over time and you'll get used to it and you'll get good at being an Airbnb host. But in the process of that, there'll be some growing pains and you want to make sure you enjoy it and have fun doing this, especially on the customer service side of things. You always want to look forward to checking in new guests, meeting new people, and of course, always look forward to the money that you're going to be making during this. So those were the 6 steps that I have for you on how to properly Airbnb. And I've been doing this for 3 years across 5 different properties as a super host. And I can tell you that it can be a very fun and fulfilling experience if you take it slow in the beginning, really learn the art of doing Airbnb, and then over the course of time, add additional properties to your portfolio. If you got any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll have some more podcasts and some more videos coming out in regards to how to Airbnb. But thank you all for tuning into this podcast.